Hey yo, what's good? It's me, Saul. Welcome to the video. Today, I'm here to show you the progress. We're looking at a Dark Magician account that I made, I believe, 15, maybe 16 days ago. Let's double check on that. Yeah, this is, okay, day 16 on the account. You absolutely love to see it, right? So this is an account that I made recently, and I have a series where I try and build any deck in the space of a week to see whether or not it's possible. And this was a deck that I was considering for that series, but I thought to myself, actually, hey, hold on, what if we take a different approach? What if a member of the community, part of the Nakama, decided to try and do this not as a challenge but just as a leisurely thing? If they logged on like a normal person and didn't OD on grinding, if they just took their time and paced themselves, how long would it take them to build a Dark Magician deck? Well, let me tell you, it will not take you 16 days because I am not done. Now, I got some pretty cracked luck on my opening pulls, which I would like to show you now. I got some pretty wild luck on my starting pulls, which is kind of what launched this account into being. Now, this is what I'm looking at for my current Dark Magician build, right? I've got myself 3 copies of Navigation. Now, this account was originally made during a half-price gem sale, which is when I got the 3 copies of Magical Navigation. I could have also gone after Chalice, but during that period of time, like I said, I'm taking it easy, I'm taking it smooth, right? So I'm not doing too much of that stuff. Now, Dwarf Star, Dragon, Planet Eater, whatever your name is, I got using ranked tickets, same with Magician of Dark Illusion and my 3 Dark Magicians, and then I used 2 UR Dream tickets to get Dark Magical Circle and 2 SR Dream tickets to get Karma Cut. Getting a 3rd Karma Cut, seeing as it's in a mini box, wasn't the most difficult thing in the world. It was in the Arena of Sanctuary mini box. Now, I did have to dig for it. I had to go deep, right? We got bad odds on this. Not worst odds, but very, very bad odds going after that card. But in the process of doing everything that we did while going after Navigation, I got myself a copy of Amulet Dragon, and I got myself a copy of the Eye of Timaeus. Now, this deck did not come out of nowhere. This isn't a build that I just thought, hey, what if I put this together? This is actually based off of a King of Games build, but not in the traditional fashion. Now, a player by the name of Starker hit King of Games with a build very, very similar to this. Now, he included Magician of Dark Illusion, and he included Kyoko the Ghost Destroyer, all the same. The ranked ticket cards like Dwarf Star, Dragon, and Dark Magician, obviously the same. Now, here's where things started to differ. He included 2 copies of Book of Moon, but Book of Moon can be obtained on a free-to-play account theoretically during a selection box event, which, I mean, there was one going on when I created this account. And I reset, I think, 27 times to get an account where I got 2 Book of Moons, because when you create a new account, Konami automatically gives you about 3,700 gems to start off. Now, as a free player, you can only go 12 packs into the box that has Book of Moon into it, and the rest would have to be spent with money, which means that you need about 2,400 gems to do all 12 of your pulls. Well, there is a 1.6% chance that you get Book of Moon from one of those 12 pulls, because there's 60 packs inside of the box, and Book of Moon is in one of the 60 packs, and I believe there's a 0.8% chance that you get 2 copies of Book of Moon by resetting after you get the first one and then getting lucky enough to get a second one. So I wanted to do a video testing it out, completely unrelated to Dark Magician, and I reset about 27 times. I got Book of Moon, I think, once or twice in those attempts, but it just became so tedious that while in theory it's possible, I've decided to never try and put Book of Moon into a free-to-play challenge, even though theoretically you could obtain it free-to-play. And my dumbass actually deleted the 2 accounts where I actually sniped 1 copy of Book of Moon, because I was like, nah, I'm gonna get 2 eventually, so 1 doesn't even matter. I'm dumb. Anyway, in lieu of Book of Moon, I put in Forbidden Chalice. Now, the point of Book of Moon, generally speaking, is to prevent a monster from doing what it does on your opponent's turn, flipping it face down so you don't have to deal with it, or so it can't activate its effects or be used for something else moving forward. Well, Forbidden Chalice will negate a monster's effect as a quick effect, and also boost up attack if you ever need that little bit of a boost for Dark Magician, right? But primarily, it can negate your opponent's monster's effects on their turn, which can effectively make a card null and void. It turns it into a non-threat. Not as powerful as Book of Moon, but usable in that regard. If anything, I would call this the free-to-play version of Book of Moon. Now, I specifically didn't get it during the half-price gem sale because I didn't want you to think that this was completely impossible under regular circumstances, so I waited until the half-price gem sale was over to go after that card and to go after Kyoko. The only reason I actually got 3 copies of Magical Navigation is because I was trying to do Triamids in one day. If you remember back when I did that challenge, I reset a couple of times, and during one of the resets where I was trying to get the Triamid cards in one day, in my first 10 pull, I got a Magical Navigation, and I was like, ooh, nice. And so I reset. And then in 20 packs, I got a second Magical Navigation, and I was like, ooh, nice. And so that's when the idea for this challenge was effectively planted in my head. But it hasn't, like I said, I didn't want to treat it as a priority. I had a lot of things going on. I didn't want to stress myself over it. It was just something that I worked on in the background. If I have a free evening or a free afternoon, just grind it out. Getting the 3rd copy of Navigation was very, very difficult, but I will show you my purchase history so you can see that, one, the dates on these pulls, like, it's not back to back. You see the 20th, the 19th, the 17th, the 16th, so no 18th, right? I didn't log in. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links only counts a day as being a day if you log in for the day, effectively. If you don't log in, like a gap between the 9th and the 14th, because I was just busy. I treated this as a very leisurely experience so that someone who isn't me, who isn't doing these crazy challenges, could replicate it to try and see how it would go for them. But yeah, all gems all through, as you can see. Now, Starker also included 3 copies of Raigeki Break, and in place of Raigeki, I used Karma Cut. The reason being, I had 2 SR Dream tickets that would effectively go to waste attempting to replicate the build, since I'm of the opinion that since, there's only 80 packs in the Forbidden Chalice box, and I only need the 2 copies, my time would be better spent just going after Chalice with the gems. So I thought to myself, what could I do to replace Raigeki? I went with Karma Cut. It's a discard trap. You discard 1 card and remove a card from your opponent's field. Obviously, it's not a 1-to-1. There are some advantages and some disadvantages to each card. Raigeki can affect spells and traps, whereas Karma can only affect monsters, but Karma banishes rather than destroys. So some benefits, some disadvantages. I'm willing to call it a 1-for-1 trade and consider this similar enough to his build to also be King of Games worthy. I don't know how far into the extra deck I'm going to go. I'm going to get Dark Cavalry because with the 1,000 gems, I can get it from the structure deck that it's included in, right? You Masters of Chaos EX, I think you can get 1 copy of Masters of Chaos just by using your gems, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I can. So I'll just get 1,000 gems, do that. That's not a big deal. As for the other things in the extra deck, the Magician of Chaos, I mean, I think you can summon that using the Eye of Tamaya, so that's not bad at all. With the Xyz monsters, Mecha Phantom Beast, Draco Sack, no one uses that card, but maybe I'll get that into Augusto Emerald just to prevent myself from, running out of cards or something like that. Generally speaking, from what I've seen, Dark Magicians want to use their main deck strategies over everything, from what I've seen and played myself. Obviously, it's been a while since I was a Dark Magician player, so maybe things have changed now that, Xyz monsters are a thing. But yeah, my main priority is the main deck, and I've still got quite a ways to go. I'm going after my final copy of Magical Circle before I go on to anything else. I actually just passed I'm about to pass mid-odds and going after it, which would really, really suck if I have to go too deep into the box. There's 99 packs, so I'm almost halfway through, which isn't great, but I'm prioritizing this. Once I get this done, I'm going to come back and update you, even if the extra deck isn't as complete as one might imagine, just because I think that that's what's important. Now, a couple of things I want to go over with you. So on this account, I have opened approximately 306 packs. That totals out to about 15,200 or 300 gems, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to kind of show you the process by which I got those gems. Reason being, if you look around on the account, it's still relatively young. I'm only at stage 20, so maybe a couple thousand gems came from me ranking up in stage and doing these missions, because that's an important part of leveling up and getting gems. People underestimate this. Once I do these menial challenges, these simple tasks that will also gain me EXP to level up my character, so there's another side benefit to it. But just by doing this, I'm gonna get a free 100 gems. On top of that, I leveled up a single character. If I'm not mistaken, I got Joey Wheeler up to level 30. Now, getting a character from level 1 to level 30 will net you about 1,470 gems, and I've been working on Yami Yugi, so a portion of that as well. So a lot of that came from doing those missions, character grinding, and playing in events. A KC Cup took place while this account was active, and I think I made it to dual level 15 or 16 using a Triamid deck, because Fun fact, in going through everything that was happening and doing everything that was done, I ended up getting the components of a Triamid deck, right? I threw my Karma Cut in there. Sphinx was in the exact same box as Karma Cut, and so in having to dig as far as I did to get a copy of Karma Cut, I ended up getting a Triamid Sphinx, which is really, really cool. I only got one copy of Triamid Master, so that's annoying. I filled in the dead space using this. This is actually, and obviously I got this using ranked tickets, right? Now, this is actually kind of outdated. I've started playing it a bit more like this, as you can see here. I took out the non-Triamid monster, and I went for a balanced build. This is actually somewhat competitive, and this is what I was using in the KC Cup. The extra deck doesn't really matter. It's there just in case, right? Because we've got the level 3s in the deck. We can't actually make the level 4. It's just there to fill space. And then these are, I got Draining Shield while also going after Forbidden Chalice. This was, when did I get this? Hold on. Yeah, both Draining Shield and Drowning Mirror Force are in the same box as Chalice. That's actually a pretty stacked box. I'll keep it a buck with you, right? Like that's pretty good. I got 2 copies of Tri-Mid Cruiser, so I was able to get a really nice balance build going, and this is a decent Triamid deck. Like, I was able to fight and contend with this, even though I wasn't even trying to make this deck, but I ended up getting a very, very, very good PvP deck, and I didn't bother making a PvE deck. Normally, I go into, when you start a new account, you get a bunch of ranked tickets and rewards and everything, but in this instance, because I could see that I had a fully built Triamid deck, and because I haven't been manually dueling, I've just been logging on, tapping auto duel, you know, doing some stuff here and there, and then some PvP, right? Like, it hasn't been, I never needed to use these tickets, right? I still have the primary tickets that you get when you make the account. They're all still right here. And when I say doing some stuff, I mean duel quizzes and loner deck duels, but only kind of. Reason being, I haven't gone very deep into them. Like, this is a young account. I haven't had to try that hard to get to the stage that I'm at currently. And I think now that I've made this video, I might kick it into overdrive a little bit, just so that too much time doesn't pass between now and when I actually end up finishing the decks. So yeah, as you can see here, I've done what, maybe a quarter, if even, of the loner deck duels. I've scratched on the duel quizzes a little bit, but yeah, it was largely character grinding, event grinding, and doing these quizzes that got me to that 15k over the space of this period of time. Now, the reason I'm going over this is in case you want to replicate what I did here, but in case you don't and you're just looking to play Dark Magicians, I'm going to be giving this account away on YouTube. Leave a comment telling me what your favorite thing is about the Dark Magician archetype if you're interested in having this deck, and I will just put everyone who leaves such a comment into a filter up. We'll also request the deck at the end of the comment. Just say that you're interested in the deck, and I'll put you guys into a randomizer, and then whoever wins just gets to have the deck, because I have Dark Magicians on my main account. I used to play them before they got nerfed. And so this is just one for the community. Normally I do this on Twitch and you have to compete to win, but it's not always easy to win King of the Hill to get yourself a deck. So I'm gonna make this one easy for you. So just leave that comment, like the video, and I mean, to everyone else who isn't interested in the deck, and I guess to those who are, subscribe if you're interested, because when I do these kinds of videos, I'm gonna try and do giveaways here and there, and also I like to think that I'm entertaining. So yeah, that's everything I have for you right off the bat. I'm gonna keep on going. Obviously, I need to finish the Mokuba's Mission Bingo. If you're attempting something like this, my biggest takeaways are: make sure you try and capitalize on all the resources on the account, and as you're building, bear in mind you will most likely get Triamids along the way, so you can use those as a PvP grinding deck. So if I had to kind of create a chart for it, I would say when building Dark Magicians, you build Triamids because you will have built that deck by the time you get to Dark Magicians, so you can start using that for PvP to get yourself more gems. Don't aim for Triamids. Like I said, I didn't go after a second copy of Master, and I wasn't trying to get Sphinx, but you're most likely going to end up with them, so you can use them. You can factor them into your planning if you're attempting a challenge like this. I never go into these challenges without a plan, because, well, the one time that I did, I ended up going into different boxes and wasting gems and not knowing what to do. It's very easy to get overwhelmed with how many things you could potentially do when it comes to deck building. So make sure you know what you're going after so you can use the limited resources effectively. I'm going to go take my time, and I'll let you know how long it took to build the final product once it's done. All right, so we're back at it. It's been a couple of days, well, a few seconds for you, obviously, that's how time works. And I thought to record this now because we just got some notice as when I'm recording this video, Arc 5 World is coming out in a few days. And if you scroll right down here, we are going to be getting 2 UR and 2 SR Dream tickets upon the new world's release, which means that on this brand new account that I just made, that I just claimed the 2 UR and 2 SR Dream tickets from the previous event, which one of which is now ended. So if you create a new account right now, like this very second, you only get 1 UR and 1 SR Dream ticket, but I did it before it ended on the 14th of September, so I got both URs, both SRs, and then in a few days I'm gonna get another UR and SR Dream ticket. So that's 3 UR Dream tickets for a challenge like this is phenomenal. And so with the way the account is looking at me right now, I think we're done here. I'll keep it a buck with you, right? Like, the deck is looking smooth in the main deck facet of it. I actually, the side note, I ended up building you already saw the Triamid deck, but I'm okay with this super heavy samurai deck, just like as a fun little free to play thing to do. But aside from that, the Dark Magician main deck is looking spicy, bro. We got some okay, so we got phenomenal pulls on this, like close to best odds on getting that. This was close to worst odds. We got one, this was actually, no, now that I think about it out loud, we got some pretty bad odds. We got some pretty bad odds. Let me open up this so you can see how many packs we opened in total. Right, so we played on this account for 21 days. We've opened 426 packs. That comes up to 21,300 gems, and I think that's an extra, like, what, 6K from the last time I recorded. So 6K earned and basically spent, well, more than actually, because I'm sitting on 1,000 to get the very last card required for the deck, that being the extra deck cards from the structure deck. Right, I'm going into Masters of Chaos in order to get Dark Cavalry for my extra deck. Now, if I look into my purchase history, you'll still see all gems all through, 9 pages of purchases, which, you know, if you go one by one, you can really rack up the pages, but I tend to go in bulk when I do these challenges. So, like, that is pretty substantial, right? I'm gonna go through all 9 pages just so you can see that this is the exact same account as last time, just so you know. You can trust me. It's me, Papa Saul. It still sounds ridiculous calling myself that. Some people in the community called me that in Discord, and I was like, you know what? I like that. Anyway, let's spend this 1,000 gems and be done with it. Now, because a UR and SR Dream ticket are going to be appearing on this account, depending on how far those tickets go, well, even not, if the SR Dream ticket goes as far as the Signs of Harpies mini box, then I'm not going to bother going after Dagusto Emerald, right? I decided that Dagusto Emerald is actually a pretty interesting Exys monster that I might want for the deck, but to be honest, like I said previously, the main deck was the most important thing to me, so maybe I'll just use the SR Dream ticket on that, and the UR Dream ticket to get, there's another Dark Magician card, I don't actually remember its name off the top of my head. Right, Dark Paladin. So if I want to, I can use a UR Dream ticket on this when it comes out, then I'll use the SR Dream ticket to get, you know, just any Exys, to be honest. I'm not too fussed about the extra deck. The main deck was my primary concern here. So 21 days to build what I think is a fully functional Dark Magician deck. I really like the look of this. I really do. So once I get those Dream tickets, the extra deck will be a little bit more full. Now, if you don't know, for these challenges, I try to fill out 5 of the 7 potential extra deck slots, because when you start a new game, Konami only gives you access to the 5 initially, and most new players would only have the 5 to start with, so that's what I go for. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm satisfied here. 21,000 gems is not a lot when you think about it to build Dark Magicians. This was a very cheap build overall. I think there was some good luck. I mean, I say that there's some good luck, but if you actually look at the runs that I did, the amount that I had to go in for some of them, like Kyoko, like I said, I got at like best odds, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I got that card at like best odds, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that was, yeah, within the first 12 packs I got it, right? So like that was extremely lucky. But when it comes to other cards that I had to get, like Chalice, on the second run through I got decent odds for. This is almost halfway, and then on the first run through I think I got down to like the last 20 packs. Like, it wasn't the best luck in the world. I feel like an average person with average luck would be able to do this if they so chose. 21 days for a fun, I wouldn't say meta relevant, but if Dark Magicians do come back into the meta, this is a meta relevant deck that I'm going to be giving away, because like I said, I think I said it, I already have Dark Magicians on my main account. This was just a fun little experiment. So I'm gonna get the UR and SR Dream tickets. Actually, no, I'm not. If you want this account, type down below. Like I said, just do what I said before. I'm gonna leave the UR and SR Dream ticket alone. You, for the sake of the challenge, for the sake of finding out how long it takes to build Dark Magicians free to play, you can assume that that's what those tickets were spent on, and whoever gets the deck, you can use those cards on the whatever you want. It really doesn't matter to me. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Have a wonderful day, my brethren, my family, my sisters, my Nakama. I love you, and goodbye.